What's up, guys? It is time for the after show of Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 3, Episode 1. You guys, it was a lot we had to talk about. Trina sends her mom off in style beautifully. Trick Daddy has a new girlfriend. How is Joy going to be feeling about that? And also, Amara and her release party, guys, it was a lot going on. It really went out with a bang. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about it now.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, guys? We are back with a new season of Love and Hip Hop Miami. I am your host, Tyra Prude. To the left of me, I have the amazing Alfred Thomas, aka Alfie. How are you?
I'm doing great, Tyra.
That's good. Yeah. I'm doing great too. So we're new faces. So, I hope you guys enjoy us and tune in to the after show because we love to break down Love and Hip Hop Miami. So let's go ahead and get into some overall thoughts. How did you feel about this whole episode and just the renewing of Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 3?
Well, I, for one, was very excited to see this episode. I love Love and Hip Hop Miami because I'm from Miami, Florida.
Yes,
I moved here in 2005, so it's dear to the heart.
Yes. So watching this is like home.
Yeah, watching this is just sitting back and I can finally feel like I'm at my house in California.
Okay.
That's what it is.
That's what's up. Yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Love and Hip Hop always brings the drama, always brings the heat right off bat. Yeah. So, I just feel like I hadn't missed a beat. It was a lot going on from Trick Daddy drama to Amara. I just couldn't keep up. And now I'm ready to dive in. So what about you?
I'm ready to dive in. Let's get to it.
So let's talk about Trina. So we know Trina's mother passed away from cancer. And the beginning of the show, they opened up with her beautiful funeral ceremony. And, we just kind of saw a bit of what Trina is going through and how she is trying to cope with her mother's death. And she's saying, like, I will never get over it. I'm not going to be okay for the rest of my life. How was it watching that and just that whole, I don't know, like, I feel like she's a very strong person to be able to do this on camera and deal with this. And on a show like Love and Hip Hop, would you have been able to do something like that?
It's interesting because in today's society, we like to see the truth behind the artistry. We like to see the real you, and it's becoming to where it's not so cliche to have that in forefront. So it made me feel a little weird only because that's a real private time for someone to go through something and to be that strong to where you can allow yourself to be vulnerable. Kudos to her. It was a great moment for Love and Hip Hop history as far as seeing what her mom meant to so many people, how they came together and really supported her.
Outside of the drama,
outside
you can
of
still be a family.
And, the people you love, they are always going to be a part of you. And seeing her struggle with that and seeing how getting back to work or, allowing it to be is not ever a second thought. And who knows how long it takes for somebody to deal with bereavement.
Yeah, I really commend her for it. And even though it may be hard for her, it can be helping just people out there who may be dealing with the same thing. And like you said, for her to, get back to work and, just jump right back in, that just shows that she is the baddest, like she says.
Yeah.
So, we are so sorry for your loss, Trina. But with that, we at the funeral, we saw a few new faces. We saw EmJay, who is Amara's new boyfriend, who is also Shay's brother. And we got to see kind of how this relationship is unfolding. Literally unfolding with the towel. Yeah. Okay, if you were living with your girlfriend and you knew that her mom was in the house, would you be walking around in the house with your towel on, or was that too far?
There was two sides of the coin. One, I was like, they want to present him in a cool way for the ladies,
Yes,
that she got
you're right. It was all about the show.
I would give that for stage points, but I'm from Miami, so there's a lot of Caribbean folk. There are a lot of islanders. So being free is not, necessarily an odd thing, depending on how they were raised. Sometimes their babies run around naked to the grown-up old people running around naked, and it's like,
that's just culture background. I need
because I had Haitian neighbors, and sometimes I saw their mama naked, but it was by accident. But it's still like,
it's just
you in my house, I'm walking, doing my thing, whatever. So Yeah, that's what I had to say about that. I say, yeah, that's crib. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was watching it like, ain't no way, first of all. I mean, like she said, like her mom said, you're going to respect me. Mm-hmm. And I just would have been like, look, my mom is here. I know we doing this whole little living together situation.
Yeah, but at least he was working out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He had the guns. He's okay. Nice. So, you know what I'm saying?
Good choice. We are here
beautiful
for
women,
this relationship.
Men, all for y'all.
Yes. So, speaking of beautiful men and women, we have beautiful people who tune into AfterBuzz, and we like to let you guys know how you can keep up. Alfie, do you want to let them know how?
Before we go on to the next topic, hey guys, we want to let you know we appreciate you guys for making us the ESPN of Talk TV. You could just go and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave a comment, leave a like, give us all those stars. You know, the AfterBuzz team is built on us learning how to be great journalists, us being able to build our own platforms, as well as just get to know you guys. And we are all for the love, and we love you guys for being a part of this AfterBuzz family and AfterBuzz journey.
Yes, okay, journey. And yes, Dean, thank you, Josh. Yes, we love you guys. We couldn't, be here without you guys' support, all the viewership and all of that. So keep tuning in. We love doing this for you guys. Okay, so now this is when it got a little juicy. We gotta get into this tea. So, Trick Daddy.
My dog,
Trick Daddy. First of all, he clearly has not missed a beat. Okay. Nope. He is out here still living his best life. So, we see Trick Daddy at home. He's preparing for his, community event for his restaurant Sunday. And it's revealed that he has a new girlfriend. His girlfriend her name is Nikki. And she's younger.
Yes,
is what he likes, apparently.
Legal.
And she's 2 years celibate.
Yeah, because she's, I thought that was an interesting dynamic.
With Trick Daddy, yeah.
Yeah, because, every now and then you need something different. I'm sure, Trick with the Eater Booty Gang and all that. You know what I'm saying? He's had his fair share of wild stallions. Seeing him with something that is just refreshing. You can see the smile on his face. He had a glow, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I felt like, which is the other thing we could get into with being married and having a girlfriend and being, trying to get a divorce and being separated is too much for my world. But at the same time, it's very interesting to see how through that he could still find joy. Joy ain't a good woman. She's a good woman.
I mean, she is a good woman.
Yes,
well,
nothing wrong with
that. Oh, you said Joy. I'm like, it's funny because Joy is next to the wife.
Which is funny. He ain't got no joy in joy.
I don't know. We'll see how this unfolds, but we'll get into that later. I don't necessarily know if Trick Daddy is really ready for this because you saw kind of later how they talked about how the whole, do you still have feelings for Joy? But we'll tap into that. So anyway, we were introduced to Nikki, and yeah, she is, she's young, she's youthful, and she had a crazy encounter at this community event. She was like ambushed. Now, if you just got into a relationship and you know that your friend group and crowd is crazy, would you just send them off like that? Like Trick Daddy was literally, he was just like, okay, go meet the people. Knowing that Bobby was there, knowing it's Shay, knowing it's the whole circle, knowing they was going to eat her, literally. Yeah. Like, would you have done that?
It's okay. It goes back to a Miami type of guy thing. And if you live in that, I got baby mamas and, all kinds of different tiers of kids and relationships, it gets to a point where they just going to have to get along. That's my family. Like you said, that's my family. Yeah. She either going to be able to swim or she's going to sink. It's one of them things where he knew he had her back, and pushing her out there, one, lets her know that I trust you to handle your own business. He clearly sees she can handle her own. When they called for him, he pulled up. He was there for her, and in the sense of she got to hold her own, or else it's going to not work regardless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If there's any hope, you're going to have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet, meet the Bobbies who are going to instigate, which throughout this whole show,
Bobby,
he was in everybody's mess, and I thought that was hilarious.
Everybody's mess, and he made sure to make sure that everybody knew about each other's mess.
Boom. Shots fired every time.
I was like, so I don't know if he said it. One of them was like, so he's married, right? I'm like, dang, hello. What do I do for a living? Like they just went right to it.
But it's good. Put it out on the table. Get it done so we can get past this. If we're going to be friends, I'd rather all the business.
See, I disagree. Well. Because, yes, she handled it well because I'm sure she's up to speed. She knows what happened. But I just feel like in a situation, maybe I'm more traditional in a sense, but I would rather you be there to kind of like direct the conversation, introduce me, so I'm not put put in this crazy mess that I already know your life is already in.
But if he does it that way, if they gonna say what they gonna say it to you right then, and then he can come rectify it. True. Rather than be next to you, they gonna tailor make it for him being there. Well, not these group of people. Probably still would have said it anyway. But most regular people would not say what they're gonna say face to face to you. I like it. I loved it.
Okay.
That showed me community. That showed me a different kind of ghetto love. You know what I'm saying?
That was definitely ghetto love.
That's ghetto love.
That's ghetto love.
Yeah.
And for Joy this is when she first met Joy.
Yeah.
I expected that to kind of be more dramatic, but I feel like it was still kind of just like, it was real chill.
Well, because they've been through so much. It gets to a point, again, where you like, if y'all been through that kind of ringer of real fights and real, you know, tussling on, you know, getting along or not, you get to a point where you get, not past it, but you get too much time is going by.
Yeah.
So now I got this new girl, you got whatever you got going on. She's happy he got a girl just so he not in her business. He clearly hasn't given up on her in some kind of interesting way, but that's back to that ghetto love. He want to still be married to her, have his situation.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I can
And they
be
all
part
at
of
the
that.
cookout and all eat the same table. It happens. It happens.
Okay,
A lot of strong
so-
families built off of that. I'm just
I
saying.
know that's right. Okay, so that's how Miami gets down. Okay.
Not just Miami, but
Well, you know, in general, but we're talking about Miami. So, yeah, that was pretty interesting. But I was excited to see this whole, I love like entrepreneurship, and I love when people with multiple streams of income and just, you know, taking new like different paths. I mean, we know Trick Daddy is a rapper. So it was really cool to see him, you know, the behind the scenes of his restaurant. We saw that Alvin, Trina's ex-assistant, is a worker there now. That's interesting.
And well, let me just say, message. Depending on how you move, you may be put in a situation where you humble and you got to get that I'm a deep fryer position job. I felt that was something dope to highlight because many of us have taken tumbles and falls in life and careers and whatever, and you got to be a certain type of person to, you know, tighten your belt straps and just go ahead and get into work, whatever that work offer to you may be. So, you know, he still had his sass and his flair to want to get in mess, but I like the fact that he was man enough to get a job, and Trick was a cool enough guy that even though he had a situation with Trina, the man got to eat, you know what I'm saying? He didn't get away of that. Bang.
Okay, well, I feel it.
That's boss stuff.
Boss stuff, yes. Well, speaking of boss stuff, we had a lot of boss moves from the ladies.
Word.
So there was the release party, and then there was also oh wow, my thought is slipping.
You want to give it
Jojo. Was it Jojo?
Shay and Jojo. You put all that in one.
That
was a nice little triangle.
Yeah, so we had the release party, and then there was another event. There was the fashion event with Tommy Hilfigure and all of that, and we saw a lot of drama unfold. But let's just go ahead and get into that release party. So at the release party, Amara, she was doing a release for her new song, "There's No Way," which first of all was really good.
Really good.
I like the song. I love the whole little, you know, vibe to it. It's an island vibe.
Polished artist.
She is.
Well polished person on how she handles things as we get into it.
And that's what I love to see on these franchises. Like, I feel like we tend to forget the overall purpose of Love and Hip Hop, and it is for people to go in there and, you know, put their career out there and, you know, build a fan base and things like that. But with all the drama that's kind of gotten mixed in, it's, you know, kind of unfolded differently. But it was just cool. It was dope to see her like go out there, do her thing, you know, have her people there and, you know, all of that. But unfortunately it went left when Shay found out that
thanks to Bobby,
that Bobby, what are we gonna do with you? That Jojo was gonna be at the party. So do you think that Shay kind of went a little overboard about the whole situation?
Yes and no.
Okay.
There are petty people who do petty things. I believe that was a schematic situation where she's hurt because Jojo didn't want to be a friend anymore because Jojo wanted to date Pleasure. And then this whole, I think adding into this whole feeling about Amara and Jojo is really just her revenge on keeping a negative vibe going. Because it's like, it seems like Amara wants to just be cordial, get past it. I mean, you don't forget, but there's no reason to always be trying to turn up or get mad when you see somebody who's got time for that other than children. So with her catching the hissy fits and doing all that, I see she's very territorial, she's very prideful, and that is good qualities in a friend. So she's being an amazing friend in ways, but she's also being that friend who needs everything to go her way, and that's not in the end being an easy friend to have. You still can be a dope friend because, you know, if stuff goes down, Shay will jump over there and hand her the wig snatcher like she done all the other women.
We know she is about it, okay? Yep. I don't know. I get what you're saying because I'm not gonna lie, I can be that friend. I can be like, well, if you're my best friend, like I can be territorial. Like it's just, you know, what comes with it. But in a way, I kind of feel like she was kind of selfish. I feel like she kind of took that moment from her. Like, yes, it was messed up how Jojo did both of them, but you know, it's not the time and the place. Like, don't attack me at my release party and, you know, get upset when, I don't know, I'm just testing the waters. And we ended up seeing that those waters turned into, I don't know, a hurricane because needless to say, she didn't really necessarily betray her friendship. We saw how, you know, they finally did have Jojo and Amara had their come together, kumbaya. And she told her, like, you know, I wanted to, you know, rekindle this relationship. And then after I looked at previous interviews and stuff, I was like, you know what? I don't want you to be my friend no more. That went left.
That is unhealthy. If you want to get past something, the last thing you do is read the letters, go back, see the videos. It's almost like you're setting yourself up to either A, have to swallow a weird pill for no reason because you're trying to forgive, or B, do what happened, not really forgive, and then Shay's feelings, I think, amped it up to even more solidify that decision. And I believe Jojo was sincere. Even though, like Amara said, the timing was off or whatever, it was for the show. I don't know how their lives go or whatever, but in the sense of having a proper platform where there's security and it's not like, you know, things can happen based off of energies, I wasn't necessarily against her doing it that way. JoJo's been through a lot. She seems to be,
she has.
You know, she lost the business, got the pleasure, didn't want to stay with her. So, but she did accuse Amara of root, so you can't be someone who's hurting someone's reputation or coming against someone and expect for them, it's not on them to owe you anything or forgiveness. So you just got to hope that it goes right. And if it doesn't, where she did the right move, just leave. Just go away.
Oh, she left.
She left with Big Larry.
With Big Larry, her new boo. I don't know. I mean, to me personally, it was just like, it was kind of just like how those tables turn and that karma for JoJo. Because to me, I just kind of felt like I don't have anything left, so I'm going to rekindle this. Like, I don't necessarily know if it was sincere. Like, I know Amara said that they were friends before the show and all of that. But, I mean, it was kind of ironic how she came crawling back when her life kind of took a turn. And
she got the Tommy Hilfigure thing, but
yeah, she did. And then
you got to count your blessings. That's another thing. Sometimes you got to let things go. Amara needed to let it go for her reasons, and I think even JoJo needed to let it go, and that's a life lesson to a lot of the people watching. Is like some things fizzle out, but you have Joy. She has her album release. You have the clothing line thing. Yeah. Maybe later down the line y'all get back together. Shouts out to EmJay for trying to, you know, handle his sister and Amara's situation, but step out. You know what I'm saying? That was a real brother's way of going about it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I just think maybe it's a little, you know, Love and Hip Hop. It's unpredictable.
It's Southern folk,
it was a little motive about it. Maybe
passion.
she probably did genuinely want that friendship back, or it's just like, I lost everything. I need to, you know, get all my people back. I'm lonely. I don't know. So yeah, that was pretty eventful. Also at the release party, Trina, Julian shows up. And we learned a little bit about this history. So we know that Julian pretty much stole $300,000 from her, like messed up her whole, like, you know, album, you know, release, all of that. And Trina is pissed. And then on top of that, they were supposed to be close, hasn't reached out about the mom, hasn't done anything just to show his support of what she's going through. I was actually surprised that Trina held it together. How about you?
Oh, yeah. She got real mob type class. Like, she knows how to express herself, but keep it professional, keep it classy, or however you want to say it. The Julian thing, I feel anything over $20 is hard to deal with for any person. So $300K, and when it comes to managers, artists, those relationships tend to get really close. So for them, the reason why they tripping so much, Joy, the whole family tripping, is because he's like family. Exactly. The amount of money that they probably made together is probably way more than the $300K, but at the same time, just being in a situation where you can't trust somebody, with something foundationally like money is can drive anybody crazy.
For sure. And then this is my career. You don't play about that. Like, this is my passion. This is what I do. You just don't play.
But to say this, it's hard for me to believe. Maybe there's just a real misunderstanding that they have to sit down and talk about, because it's hard for me to feel like if he's been there for you for that long and been in your family like that, that he would be as manipulative to try to take advantage of your mother's death. And yes, it could come off like that, and you might be super emotional, so it just seems like that. So I just want to see how the season plays out, give the brother a chance, because, don't nobody want something like that just put on them, especially in this kind of industry. It's one of those things where it's very sensitive, and then later on in the season, you see how it affects him and Amara, because reputation is everything.
Reputation is everything, and hopefully they can, figure this out and get it all together. But I am so excited. I think this episode went off with a bang. It's gonna be a lot. But before we go, let's go ahead and get into our news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV.
So we actually have some very cool news and gossip. I have a celebrity on my panel.
Where?
Oh, where is he? Right here. Alfred is going to go ahead and tell you guys a little bit of news and gossip. Okay. It's very interesting.
Well, the news and gossip is on Netflix. Mara La Negra is starring in a film called Fall Girls. I got a wonderful chance to play her husband in that film. So you will see me, Alfred, Thomas II on that thing. It was great. I met Julian, so it was interesting when I saw we had this show. I was like, why not? This will be fun. I'm kind of connected. I know she's a great person in person. Yeah. Julian was a wonderful guy in that, from what I saw, a great manager. It was a Footage Films production. We had a great time. It's a very funny film. Yeah,
okay. So when can we expect it? Is it out already?
It's out now, yeah.
Okay, cool.
It was out a couple days ago, so you could go and just Fall Girls.
Okay, guys, you heard it here. We have a celebrity. Make sure you guys, support his film. And okay, cool. So let's go ahead and get into our special segment. So this week we are going to just talk about the best OMG moments, whatever was the craziest moment that happened on the show. So Josh, I am here for that. Oh my God. Literally, hell no.
See what happens when you have a team?
Yes. Okay, what was your hell no moment? That's what we gonna call it now.
Okay, so my hell no moment would be, I think Amara decided not to be friends with Jojo. I thought that was a super setup. I mean, you invite her to the joint, you get her to dress up, come out with a boo thing, and then you just be like, nah. We can't be friends anymore. I feel like you wasted a gas. Gas is expensive. In California, South is a little bit cheaper, but still, it's gas money.
Yeah, that sucks. That was really bad. My moment is gonna have to be when Trick Daddy set up our girl Nikki and had her just threw her to the wolves.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
And had her go out and introduce herself and knew that Bobby was gonna be the main one stirring the pot. It was just a lot. That was not cool. I did not like that. That was a whole hell no moment. But Nikki, I commend you. I respect you. You held it down. You didn't let him see you sweat, girl. Yes, boss moves. Let's go ahead and get into some predictions then.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So we saw the preview. We saw the Puerto Rican princess is back, Jocelyn Hernandez.
Yep.
We just saw a lot of things going on.
Briscoe out of jail.
Yes, we saw Amara and Julian going into this argument. Trina kind of get her up to speed of how the kind of person is. Just a lot is getting ready to happen in this season. What do you predict just from off of that little preview?
I think Amara is probably going to be the first one to put hands on somebody. I think Trick is going to not divorce Joy. And they might try to rekindle something, or it's going to be like towards the end of the season, you're going to think of that. That's some deep, that's short term, long term. I'll let you know.
Okay, I feel it. My predictions. Wow, you kind of stole it. I think Amara is gonna have a change of heart, and she is going to rekindle her relationship with Jojo. And it's gonna cause a riffraff between Shay and her, clearly, and then it's gonna involve EmJay, and it's just gonna be a whole little like shamble, because she said on the show like it's gonna either be between, you know, you're gonna be put in a situation where it's your girl or your sister, you know, all of that. And then what else?
Julian is going to, that whole situation is going to work itself out.
It is.
He's a good guy. I hope so. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought about him being my manager, so he does a lot of
You're
great
biased.
things.
No, I'm just like.
I'm not biased, no, because I'm
just kidding.
No, man, you still. You know what I'm saying?
Yikes. Well, I hope you guys aren't stealing on our after show. Anyway, yes, so that's all views for today. We will be back next Tuesday, so make sure you guys tune in. Alfred, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me at Alfred Nolan Thomas, the number 2, at IG and TikTok.
Okay, yes, TikTok. And you guys can find me on all social media platforms at _Tyra Prude. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will be back next week. See you later.
Girls on Netflix.
Yes, make sure you tune into that.
Yeah, I play Marcus. It's funny.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.